Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was assassinated on a street in western Japan by a gunman who opened fire on him from behind as he delivered a campaign speech. The attack has rocked Japan, a nation where gun crime is exceedingly rare. The 67-year-old Abe was Japan's longest-serving premier when he resigned in 2020. Police arrested the 41-year-old gunman at the scene. Feature Story News' Dave Yin reports.
Witnesses in the western city of Nara described hearing gunshots and seeing Shinzo Abe bleeding, then collapsing to the ground at around 11:30 a.m. local time. The former Japanese prime minister was rushed to the hospital. At around 5:20 p.m. local time, authorities announced that he was dead. Abe was in western Japan campaigning ahead of Sunday's election for the parliament's upper house when a man apparently wielding a homemade shotgun attacked him from behind. Local media have identified the 41-year-old suspect, now in custody, as a Nara resident.
That's Dave Yin reporting. The assassination today of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stunned world leaders and drew worldwide condemnation. European leaders slammed what they called a despicable attack. The White House said it was shocked and saddened about the violent attack. Leaders around the world gave their condolences and expressed solidarity with Japan. More from Feature Story News' Ross Cullen in Paris.
Ursula von der Leyen posted a black and white picture of Shinzo Abe standing in front of the EU and Japanese flags. She said that a wonderful person and champion of the multilateral world order has passed away. She added that I mourn with his family, his friends and all the people of Japan. This brutal and cowardly murder shocks the whole world. The Secretary-General of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, said he was deeply saddened by the heinous killing of Shinzo Abe, who he described as a defender of democracy and my friend and colleague over many years. Ross Cullen, Paris.
President Biden will sign executive orders today to protect access to abortion as he faces mounting pressure from fellow Democrats to be more forceful on the subject after the Supreme Court ended a constitutional right to abortion last month. However, it's unclear what the orders will actually do. The White House said they're intended to try to mitigate some potential penalties women seeking abortion may face after the ruling, but are limited in their ability to safeguard access to abortion nationwide. Biden is expected to formalize instructions to the Departments of Justice and Health and Human Services to push back on efforts to limit the ability of women to access federally approved abortion medication or to travel across state lines to access clinical abortion services. Biden's executive order will also direct agencies to work to educate medical providers and insurers about how and when they're required to share privileged patient information with authorities. Abortion rights advocates, meanwhile, are taking to the streets and to the nation's courtrooms to fight anti-abortion laws going into effect in states around the nation. Public News Service's Mike Moen reports on a lawsuit in North Dakota to block that state's anti-abortion trigger law.
The suit, filed on behalf of the state's lone abortion clinic, seeks to block enforcement of the ban put in play by the Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade. On July 28th, most abortions will be outlawed in North Dakota. Jenna Farley is with the regional ACLU, which is not part of the suit. She says the rallies and other efforts show that opponents of restrictions are not giving up without a fight.
It's going to be in the courts. It's going to be at our legislature. It's going to be at the ballot box.
Rallies will be held tomorrow morning in Bismarck and Minot and in the evening in Fargo. With elections near, Farley hopes attendees feel encouraged to reach out to legislators. Political experts say issues such as partisan gerrymandering have led to decisions unpopular with the public, like the end of Roe. Meanwhile, the state attorney general says he's reviewing the lawsuit. I'm Mike Moen.
The U.S. economy added 372,000 jobs in June. It's an unexpected jump in job growth that may ease worries of an impending recession. The Labor Department said in its monthly report that the unemployment rate was 3.6%, the same as a month earlier. The number is in line with the average gain over the last few months, including 368,000 in April and 384,000 in May. The demand for workers continues, as in recent months, with initial unemployment claims rising only slightly from their low point in March. The private sector has now regained its pre-pandemic number of jobs, while the public sector remains 664,000 jobs below February 2020. Other than the public sector, no industry lost jobs in June on a seasonably adjusted basis. I'm Max Pringle.